In today's lecture, we'll discuss about the noise in double sideband suppressed carrier receiver, that is also called as your coherent detection. So here we'll see a figure, that is your double sideband ST, that is denoted by ST, your input signal, along with your noise signal, that is WT, your front end receiver noise. It is passed through a band pass filter and we get the output as XT. Then it is followed by a product modulator having a locally oscillated generator, that is cos 2 pi FCT, and we get the output, that is VT. And this, after this, it is passed through a low pass filter and we get our output as YT, that is information bearing signal. Now for double sideband suppressed carrier modulation, your ST is equals to AC cos 2 pi FCT into MT, where FC is your carrier frequency and MT represents your message signal. Now if we see that the input of the coherent detector will be your XT will be equals to your ST plus NT. After passing through the band pass filter, your white noise get converted into filtered noise. So we get the output XT is equals to ST plus NT. Now let us consider, now for the analysis of noise performance in coherent detection, we consider a pre-detection SNR. So here we can see that the average power of signal, that is ST is equals to AC cos 2 pi FCT into MT. So here we will be using our expectation operator. So the expectation of S square T is equals to expectation of AC cos 2 pi FCT whole square into your expectation of message signal whole square. Clear? So this is nothing but expectation of X square T, that is the average message power, that is denoted by P. Now since we know that the AC cos 2 pi FCT is a periodic signal, so we integrate it. So here we get expectation of S square T is equals to 1 upon T integrate limit 0 to T AC cos 2 pi FCT whole square dt into P, where P is your average message power. Now here we will be using our trigonometric identity, that is cos square A is equals to 1 plus cos 2A upon 2. Now using the identity we get expectation of S square T is equals to P AC square upon 2T integrate 0 to T 1 plus cos 2 pi FCT into dt. Now for further calculation we see expectation of H square T is equals to P AC square upon 2T, taking constant outside we integrated it as T plus sine to 4 pi FCT upon 4 pi FCT having limit 0 to T. So after solving we get the value, that is P AC square upon 2. So from here we can see that the expectation operator of S square T is equals to your AC square by 2 into P. Now for pre-detection of SNR at double sideband, we know that the expectation of your N square T have the value, that is N naught into BT, where N naught is the average noise power per unit bandwidth and BT is your transmitted bandwidth. We know at the SNR input, that is expectation of X square T upon expectation of N square T. We have calculated the value of expectation of S square T. We know the value of expectation of N square T. We put the value of both, that is equals to AC square upon 2 into P upon N naught into B suffix T. So after calculating it, we get AC square P upon 2 N naught BT, or we can say AC square P upon 4 N naught W. Since we know in double sideband suppressed carrier, the transmitted bandwidth is always twice of W. Now, for the calculation of post detection, we'll calculate the post detection SNR, that is measured after modulation. Here we note a point that when you'll calculate your pre-detection SNR, it will be measured before MT is demodulated, while your post detection SNR is measured after the demodulation. So it depends on both modulation and demodulation techniques. Now coming on to the signal at input of coherent detector, we know that the input of the coherent detector XT, we get the output XT is equals to ST plus NT, where NT is your filtered noise. Here XT is equals to ST plus, in place of NT, that is your narrow band noise, we can write it as in phase component along with your quadrature component. So we write xt is equals to st plus nit cos 2 pi fct minus nqt into sine 2 pi fct. Since your nit represents your in phase component and your nqt represents your quadrature component. Now if we see, we have an input that is xt. It is passed through a product modulator having a locally generated oscillator that is cos 2 pi fct, and we get the output vt. And after passing this output through a low pass filter, we get a information bearing signal at the output that is denoted by yt. So the output of the product modulator, that is vt, is equals to st plus nt into cos 2 pi fct. Now here see, we know st, we know the value of st, that is ac cos 2 pi fct, mt, clear? And in place of nt we can write, in place of narrow band noise we can write nit cos 2 pi fct minus nqt sin 2 pi fct, both in phase and quadrature components. So we have write it down. In place of st we wrote this equation, and in place of nt, that is narrow band noise, we consider both in phase and quadrature components. Now see, when we will be opening this bracket, we will expand this equation. We get ac into cos square 2 pi fct mt plus nit cos square 2 pi fct minus nqt sin 2 pi fct into cos 2 pi fct. Now see, using the trigonometric identity, that is cos square a 1 plus cos 2a upon 2 in both first term and second term, we'll use this identity. Along with that, we will be using sin a cos a, that is equals to sin 2a upon 2 in the third term. So when we simplify it, we get the value, that is acmt by 2 plus acmt by 2 cos 4 pi fct plus nit by 2 plus nit by 2 cos 4 pi fct minus nqt by 2 sin 4 pi fct. Now here we will be combining the first and third term, and we'll combine the second and fourth term. So we get the output, that is vt is equals to half ac mt plus nit plus half ac mt plus nit cos 4 pi fct minus half nqt into sin 4 pi fct. Now since we know that your low pass filter will discard the high frequency components, so at the center of higher frequency of twice of fc, we are getting twice of fc, so it will be getting removed by your low pass filter having your center frequency at fc. So we get at output, that is vt is equals to 1 by 2 ac mt plus nit. So we get the output yt, but at the quadrature component nqt will be completely rejected, so we'll get only the in phase component. So the noise component at the output, that is equals to half of nit, because we have neglected the quadrature component, that is nqt. So here we get half of nit. Now we know for the double sideband suppressed carrier, your transmitted bandwidth is equals to twice of w. Also the bandwidth of your low pass filter is equals to twice of w. From here we can see that your wt is nearly equals to transmission bandwidth upon 2, that is your message bandwidth. Now let us consider your LPF in frequency domain. Now if we consider our LPF in frequency domain, so here we can see we have used a frequency domain that is denoted by h function of f. Here we have an input vt. Now here we will be considering only your in phase components at the input as well as your output side. So here the average power of the filtered noise, that is expectation of ni square t, is equals to integrating minus w to w and not into df, which is equals to twice of n naught w. Now since we know that the transmission bandwidth is equals to twice of w, so in place of twice of w we can put the transmission bandwidth, that is n naught bt. Now since we know that the double sideband suppressed carrier having transmission bandwidth of twice of w, so we using the limit, that is minus w to w. So here we will be using a formula to calculate the power spectral density of output yt, which is equals to the power spectral density of input, that is vt, multiplying with your modulus of frequency of your frequency domain, that is HF mod square. So here at SF output we get mod of HY square into twice of N naught W. Now since we know that your HFY F is equals to your in phase component upon 2 upon your NIT, that is equals to half. So here we can put the value of HF mod square, that is half. So we write power spectral density at Y will be equals to 1 by 2 whole square into twice of N naught W. So at the output, power spectral density is equals to half of N naught W. Now coming on to average signal power, we will calculate the average signal power at the output. Now here we can see that the expectation of S square T is equals to half AC square into P, that is your 1 by 4 AC square into P. Since your YT is equals to half AC MT plus half NIT. So here we can calculate your SNR output will be equals to 1 by 4 AC square P upon half N naught W, which is equals to your AC square P upon twice N naught W. Now if we compare both output SNR to your input SNR, we know that we have calculated the SNR input, that is AC square P upon 4 N naught W, or we can write it as twice of SNR I is equals to AC square P upon twice of N naught W. From here we can say that the post detection SNR is equals to your twice of pre-detection SNR. We already know that the figure of merit, that is equals to your SNR output upon your SNR reference. Now, in order to analyze the noise performance in double sideband, we need a reference model. So we consider a reference model over here. Here we have an LPF is passed through, we have an input, your message signal power or your modulated signal power, that is combined with your channel noise denoted by WT, or we can say it as your front end receiver noise, and it is passed through your low pass filter. We know that the power spectral density of WD, that is your white noise, is equals to N naught by 2, where N naught is the average noise power per unit bandwidth. We know that in double sideband our bandwidth is equals to twice of W. So we can see your SNF will be equals to N naught by 2 into twice of W, which is equals to N naught W. Now here the average power of double sideband signal, that is expectation of S square T, is equals to AC square by 2 into P, that is the bandwidth equal to your message bandwidth. Now here the SNF reference, that is equals to the average power of modulated message signal upon the average power of noise measured in message bandwidth. From here we can see that the SNR reference we can calculate, that is AC square by 2 upon into P upon N naught W. From here we get AC square P upon twice of N naught W. And we know that the SNR output, that is equals to AC square P upon twice of N naught W. From here we can calculate the figure of merit. We know that the figure of merit is equals to your SNR output upon your SNR reference. We know the value of SNR output as well as your SNR reference. The SNR output is equals to AC square P upon twice of N naught W, while your SNR reference value is AC square P upon twice of N naught W. So it get cancelled and we get the figure of merit, that is equals to 1. So we have seen we can see that in double sideband suppressed carrier your figure of merit is equals to 1. Thank you.